Well, when Saddam Hussein said when the United States would invade Iraq that it would be the mother of all wars, he may have meant that and thought that, but if he had read the scriptures, he would discover that the mother of all wars, Mark, really is the Battle of Armageddon. Blood Moon Rising is the book. Mark Hitchcock is our guest, and we're so thrilled to have you here. We've been talking about this prophecy timeline in the last days and weeks. Let's get now to the Battle of Armageddon itself. Jesus Christ, along with the family of God, his redeemed, return to this earth, and there is conflict.
Right.
So who's fighting whom?
Well, it tells us there in Revelation chapter 16 that all the nations are going to be gathered to Armageddon. In fact, there's a fascinating passage there in chapter 16 that says that the Euphrates River will be dried up to make way for the kings of the east. Now, we don't know who that is. Some people have surmised, well, that's China because it's an army of 200 million. But all we know, they're invaders from the east. The way is open for them to be able to come into the land. So all the nations of the earth are going to be gathered there together in that place. But it says whenever that Jesus returns that they're going to see him, they're going to turn to fight against him. It's interesting, the rapture is going to be an event that happens in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. The second coming of Christ, it says every eye will see him. And my friend Dr. John Walvoord used to teach the second coming might last for 24 hours. Think about it, as the earth rotates, everybody will see him. Now, he could reflect it all the way around the earth, and everyone could see it in a moment, but it may be an event that takes 24 hours as people begin to see Jesus coming and he comes to the earth. And these armies are going to turn to fight against him. And of course, you talk about being futile, but it's going to be man's last attempt to rid themselves of God. And Jesus is going to return and destroy the armies gathered there.
And reign victorious over that. And so there's a period of time when all the world will see. And Jesus comes and confronts those enemies who have been empowered by the evil one to defame him and his glory. And then as he comes, the Bible talks, does it not, about blood, bloodshed. What's the degree of bloodshed that will be there? It's a gory apocalyptic scene, is it not?
It is. Back in Revelation chapter 14, near the end of the chapter, it talks about that Jesus is going to tread the winepress of the fierce wrath of God Almighty, and the blood's going to be up to the horse's bridle for 200 miles, which is interesting because 200 miles is about the length of the land of Israel. Now, I don't think that literally means the blood will be up to the horse's bridle. The image there is of someone in a winepress stomping on grapes, and the grape juice squirting up as high as the horse's bridle. So it pictures the blood going up that high for 200 miles. It's a graphic image. It's really a sobering image about the judgment that will take place when Jesus comes. But the good news for us is Jesus took our judgment on the cross. He took our wrath. We don't have to experience God's judgment if we know him.
And I so want you to find out more about Jesus Christ and his love for you. That's our desire every single day. And we want to provide resources to help you grow in your understanding of the Bible. And the Bible spends a lot of time, as Mark knows, on prophecy, on what will happen in the future. And I want to encourage you to get this book, Blood Moons Rising. This is a compelling read. It takes you through some current events that are happening right now on our calendar in 2014 about the blood moons, and then walks you through very carefully with biblical support what will happen in God's prophetic timeline. I wish that you would call the number on the screen and that you would please order this book. And when you do, if you enjoy this kind of programming, if you are compelled to get behind this kind of resource being made available and this kind of facility being able to provide that kind of programming, I really wish that you become a monthly partner with us. Would you? Would you consider joining us monthly, financially helping us? Yes, with your prayers, but also coupled with your financial support. The two go together in works like these. We need your help. We'll send you the book, and we'll look forward to partnering with you in the future, prayerfully, through resources, and through finances in the coming days. Now, here's how you can order the book.